A New York school district addresses an assault on a teacher.
Customers are suing the makers of Stanley over undisclosed lead.
And President Biden forgives another $1 billion in student loans.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. NTTV News at Noon, I'm James Peeler.
And I'm Sydney Johnson.
Police are investigating a shooting that happened Tuesday night near Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Muhlenberg campus security and police say multiple people were shot. Police also confirmed that the shooting took place around the 1800 block of West Turner Street. Students at Muhlenberg College and nearby Lay University were sent on lockdown for a brief period of time. Police have detained a man, but no other details were released. This is the second shooting in less than a week in the area.
As conflicts and confrontations between school districts and teachers continue to rise, one New York school district is addressing a parent's assault on a teacher last Friday. CNN's Alora Lagarde has the story.
Onondaga County District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick says Lenzina Sutton assaulted the teacher because there was disciplinary action taken against her child. That led to security being called. Sutton's child saying to the teacher, "My mother will take care of this." This is Superintendent Anthony Davis addressing the warning that school leaders got Thursday before Friday morning's attack.
There was an issue brought to the attention of the administration Thursday evening after school. By the time the administration started looking into the matter, this incident had already occurred.
On Friday morning, Sutton and the child's grandmother entered the school. The grandmother was stopped by security, but Sutton was able to get through. Around 25 to 30 students were first in the hallway and were escorted into the classroom where Sutton followed behind, later confronting the teacher, turning violent. Sutton was then able to get away. The superintendent telling CNY Central people were too focused on the teacher and her well-being to take notice of Sutton's disappearance. Police arrested her late Friday afternoon. The superintendent making it very clear to the community today who he holds accountable for this attack.
I don't know what the answer is, except for let's hold each other accountable. When I look at some of the headlines, though, it's like district did this, a district did that, district didn't do this. It's just not fair. Yes, we do hold some, we want to improve no matter what the situation is. If there's something we could have done differently, something we could have done better, we're interested in doing that. The problem becomes we get hit on both sides of it. So if we start checking every student and every student's face, that's going to take longer for them to get into the building. That's going to be a complaint. If we say parents can't come into our buildings, that will be a complaint. So we have to balance trying to be human, trying to be respectful, and security.
James, I feel like this late winter weather is quite warm.
Likewise, it shouldn't be 80 degrees in February, and I don't much care for it. Our weather anchor Brooke Durian has more. Brooke?
Well, guys, the groundhog did not see its shadow this year, so we are in for an early spring and the sun is shining over North Texas. If we take a look at our local map in our current conditions, the temperature right now is at 70 degrees and it feels a little bit warmer at 73 with that sun shining. If we take a look at tonight's conditions, it's going to feel about the same. It's going to feel at 70 degrees and those wind speeds are going to go down to 17 miles per hour. Now, if we take a look at tomorrow's conditions, the temperature is going to go up to 76. It's going to feel a little bit cooler at 73 degrees, and the temperatures are going to stay at those 17 mile per hour winds. Now, I'll be back with you later in the show for your full weather update. Back to you at the desk.
Customers are suing the manufacturer of Stanley cups. They claim the company failed to disclose lead contained in their tumblers. Stanley says it's in sealing material used to secure insulation around the base. The company says lead is not anywhere that would come into contact with customers. Lead exposure can cause severe damage to the brain and other organs, especially in young children. There have been no official reports of health complications caused by the tumblers.
Coming up, news about Biden's student loan plans, and the United Auto Workers have struck a deal with Ford, avoiding a strike.
And the trial of Tupac's alleged killer has been pushed. Stick around.
1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
Mom. I have.
Willis Library, located at the University of North Texas. It has computers, printers, and the building is open 24/7. By going online, you can book up to an hour of reserved space and one of the many private study rooms. Many of them are equipped with whiteboards, a table, and a TV to hook up to your computer. Textbooks can be checked out for free with a student ID. They also have many of these in ebook forms. This is still a library, so always remember to be quiet and respectful of other surroundings, especially in certain places where talking is not allowed. For example, the 3rd and 4th floor are completely quiet. As you can see, Willis Library has many options for students, with it offering many media sources and staying open all the time.
With the 2024 presidential election soon approaching, current President Joe Biden is still making moves in office. Money moves, that is. President Joe Biden has canceled $1.2 billion in student loans, helping nearly 153,000 borrowers enroll in a new payment plan launched back in August. The saving on a valuable education plan erases federal student loans for those who originally borrowed $12,000 or less and have made payments for at least 10 years. Since the creation of this program, Biden has canceled nearly $138 billion of student loan debt for nearly 4 million borrowers.
The Ford Auto Company and the United Auto Workers Union has come to an agreement averting a potential strike. If a deal between Ford and the UAW wasn't reached by Friday, nearly 9,000 workers at the Kentucky truck plant in Louisville threatened to walk out. This plant is responsible for making Ford Super Duty pickups and large SUVs. The union says the tentative agreement they came to on Wednesday satisfies demands for health and safety, nurse availability, and the treatment of skilled trade workers. In addition to national labor contracts, each plant has a local contracts covering operations at that specific location. The Kentucky plant in Louisville is the largest plant that Ford has, sitting on 500 acres of land and at about 6 million square feet.
The legendary rapper Tupac Shakur's accused killer was in court Tuesday as a judge pushed back his trial date. Shakur was gunned down in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996. This case has gone unsolved for nearly 3 decades. Dwayne Keith Davis, better known as Keefy D, will now go to trial on November 4th. Davis's attorney argued that he needed more time to go over the discovery materials in the case. Davis has remained behind bars since his initial arrest back in September. His bail is set at $75,000. The attorney said he's confident his client will make bail and possibly qualify for house arrest. James, it doesn't really feel like February today. It feels like April or maybe May.
You're telling me. I love this weather in spring, but it's February and I still want to wear my overcoat. Our weather anchor Brooke Deering has the full weather. Brooke?
Well, guys, if you're anything like me, you were excited to walk out of the house with short sleeves on today. I mean, I love the warm weather more than the cold, and I'm sure the rest of our area loves it too. If we take a look at our local map, we're seeing 70-degree temperatures all across the area, with our warmest temperature over in Graham at 76 degrees, and then we're also seeing Bowie up at 75 degrees. As for the rest of the area, we're seeing a lot of 70-degree temperatures. Now, if we take a look at our state map, we're seeing it a little bit cooler across the area, with Austin at 68, Shreveport at 69, and then we're seeing Amarillo and El Paso at those 65 and 64 temperatures. Now, if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to see a lot of sun across the week with little to no rain except when we get to Tuesday. But as we head into the weekend, we're seeing Saturday at a high of 74 degrees and a low of 55 degrees, and Sunday at a high of 79 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. As we head into next week, we're seeing those clouds roll in, but it's going to even out because we're going to have even warmer temperatures on Monday and Tuesday, with Monday at a high of 85 degrees and Tuesday at a high of 83 degrees. As for Wednesday, we're going to see it dip back down into those 70s, and we're going to end next week with pretty cool temperatures. Now that's all I have for weather. Back to you at the desk.
James, do you ever think about the space race?
I think about it so often. The Mercury and Apollo programs were fascinating to me as a kid, and I wanted to be an astronaut so badly.
Well, all the space debris from satellites and such are having an impact on our ozone layer. Let's go to Aaron Sharp for more. Aaron?
Thanks, guys. Scientists have found yet another pollutant to worry about. Vaporized materials and metals from burned up space junk are floating around in Earth's stratosphere, the same atmospheric region that holds our planet's protective ozone layer. A new study from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says up to 10% of particles in the upper atmosphere now contain bits of metal. The metal comes from rockets or satellites falling out of orbit and burning up. The report predicts that man-made debris will make up almost 50% of stratospheric aerosols in the coming decades. Tens of thousands of satellites are predicted to launch in coming years, which leaves scientists concerned about how they will affect the ozone layer and the Earth's climate. That's all I have. Back to you guys.
KFC has a brand new item on the menu that some would find delicious, while others would find it questionable.
And an 8-year-old boy makes chess history.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
What's wrong? Are you stuck in your paper?
Pretty much. I haven't written anything in like an hour.
Why don't you check out the Writing Center at UNT?
Well, how do I meet up with them?
All you have to do to make an appointment is visit the Writing Center's website and either call the number or email writingcenter@unt.edu. The appointment is 30 minutes long, and the trained tutors will be able to help with brainstorming, correcting grammar, ensuring clarity, and a wide range of services. They also do walk-in appointments.
That sounds awesome. I'm gonna check them out.
So, when's this paper due?
30 minutes.
For more information, visit the UNT Writing Center's website.
Yeah, it's 6 pages.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
James, do you care for boba?
Tragically, it's not my cup of tea, but I hear a number of people enjoy it a great deal. NTTV's Tristan Ali has more. Tristan?
Corner of Fry and Hickory Street. I'm standing outside the new boba tea establishment, BB Bubble Tea and Cup Bop. Opened just last week on the corner of Fry and Hickory Street, BB Bubble Tea offers over 20 delicious tea options, as well as smoothies and 8 Korean cup bops, with beef, chicken, pork, tofu, and plain old noodle options. Featuring surreal murals outside, fresh coat of paint, and a friendly staff, this conveniently located Korean fast food spot is sure to fit in line with recent college culinary trends. Be sure to support this newly located business, and be sure to check out BB Bubble Tea in Cup Bop the next time you need a little energy and a fresh bite. Hope y'all get a chance to check it out. Back to you guys in the studio.
Why choose between chicken and pizza when you can have both? Check out the Chizza. KFC is adding a new chicken pizza combination to its menu nationwide beginning Monday, February 26th. The Chizza features 2 white meat fried chicken fillets topped with marinara sauce, melted mozzarella cheese, and crispy pepperoni. You can order the Chizza on its own for $9.99 or make it a combo with fries and a beverage for $12.99. And if you're looking to cut calories, you'll have the option to order a half Chizza with just 1 piece of chicken that costs $5.99. James, do you follow any specific sports teams?
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with both the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers. More than I like to admit why.
Well, Apple is rolling out an app to better track your favorite sports teams. We go to NTTV's Ian Cropper for more. Ian?
Even with the Super Bowl behind us, people just can't get enough sports. Fortunately, Apple has a new tool that will make it easier for iPhone users to keep track of their favorite teams. Earlier today, the company launched Apple Sports, a free app that lets users view live scores and even place live bets. In an interview with CNBC, Apple Services Chief Eddie Q said that the app is designed for multiple quick checks per day, setting Apple Sports apart from many of its peers that aim for longer viewer engagement. The app's launch is the latest in Apple's efforts to break into the lucrative world of sports content. In recent years, the tech giant has bought streaming rights for leagues like the MLB and MLS, added additional sports content to Apple News, and produced documentaries on the Golden State Warriors and New England Patriots. Now, if you're interested in trying Apple Sports for yourself, you can download it for free in the App Store. The app currently supports the NBA, MLS, NCAA, English Premier League, Bundesliga, and plenty of other leagues from around the world. In addition, MLB and NFL support will be available at the start of each next season. As a fan of the Rangers and Bills, I know I'll be using it plenty over the next few months. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
An 8-year-old just shattered a world record in chess. Ashwat Kaushik became the youngest player to defeat a grandmaster in a classical tournament game. The youngster from Singapore beat his 37-year-old opponent at a tournament in Switzerland Sunday. Born in India in 2015, Ashwat had already made a name for himself. He was won a number of tournaments around the world and became the world under-8 rapid champion in 2022.
Baseball has always been one of America's favorite pastimes, but UNT hasn't had much representation when it comes to the sport on a collegiate level. I spoke with Kevin McKinney to learn more about the effort to get UNT on home plate. 2023 was quite a year for baseball lovers, with the Texas Rangers winning their first ever World Series title in November. Baseball is all the rage in Texas right now, but what about at UNT? The university is one of very few that does not have a Division I baseball team, but it was not always this way. UNT Athletics created a space for baseball in 1984, but the program ended 4 short years later due to lack of resources and Title IX requirements. UNT baseball now seems like a distant memory, but local diehard fans will not allow the sport to completely vanish. Kevin McKinney is the treasurer of the Mean Green Baseball Project, a nonprofit organization dedicated to re-adding baseball to UNT's athletic department. Founded by a group of former players and alumni, the Mean Green Baseball Project means much more than having a college baseball team in the area.
Baseball is life. The game teaches humility. Every ball player who's ever lived knows what it feels like to strike out. Baseball's life.
Even with support from university administrators, McKinney said the biggest obstacle for their project is lack of resources and space.
But we were told that there's not enough capacity to house, train, feed, educate the student athletes currently at North Texas.
There have been talks about renovating the athletic center building, but no dates or plans have been set in stone. McKinney and members of the Mean Green Baseball Project plan to continue their advocacy efforts and hope to see baseball back at UNT by 2027. The essence of UNT baseball is not completely gone. UNT student Jaden Lathan is the vice president and player on the UNT club baseball team. Lathan explains the team is mainly student-ran and student-funded.
We also talk with the school at the beginning of the year, have meetings about budgets, and once you get that budget at the beginning of the year, that's all you have for the entire year, so you gotta use it wisely, you gotta have a proper presentation.
The club team finds it unlikely they will see Division I baseball during their time at UNT, but they are not giving up.
We hope by making the club team good, winning awards, getting publicized, that we'll push for a team to be brought back.
The Rangers can attest there is no lack of baseball fans in Texas.
DFW is a baseball hub. You got 3 teams in the top 50 in the country, so there's no shortage of talent, and there's definitely a market for it here.
You can learn more about the Mean Green Baseball Project and donate to their GoFundMe at meangreenbaseball.com. North Texas Television, I'm Sydney Johnson.
Man, hearing all that talk about the Mean Green has me excited for the. Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, James, it sounds like our softball team is playing at home this weekend. Our sports anchor, Drew Moore, has more. Drew?
Yeah, that's right, guys. I'll be talking about the UNT invite this weekend at Lovelace, recapping the Stars' unfortunate loss last night, and matchup in Fort Lauderdale tonight, so don't go anywhere.
My bike is gone.
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our Mean Green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
The Dallas Stars faced off against the New York Rangers yesterday at Madison Square Garden in the second night of their gauntlet going back-to-back. The Rangers struck in the first period as Adam Fox drilled a one-timer assisted by Artemi Panarin, and after that, Capo Caco doubled up on the score on a slap shot in the second, taking a 2-0 lead. But Stars fans not to worry because Superman Joe Pavelski tried for the net, missed, and the captain, Jamie Benn, sends it to Miro Heiskanen assisting the Stars' first and only goal. The Rangers scored once again on an open netter, but we won't show that because it doesn't matter. They sealed the deal for a Stars loss. The Rangers took a victory with the score of 3-0, and the Stars earned their first regulation loss since the All-Star break. They'll look to get back in the win column against the Ottawa Senators tomorrow night. Football fans, you're in luck tonight. All eyes are on Lionel Messi and Inter Miami as they make their season debut against Real Salt Lake City tonight in Fort Lauderdale. This is Miami's first official match since acquiring Luis Suarez, Messi's former teammate from Barcelona. Not only does the star-laden squad open the night as the favorites to beat Salt Lake, but the favorites to take the heralded MLS Cup and stop the Columbus Crew from repeating as champions. You can watch Messi and crew on Apple TV Plus tonight at 7 p.m. Finally, of course, it's not a sports segment if I don't talk about the mean green. Softball season has hit us, but we haven't lived up to the standard quite yet. The ladies went 1-3 in the Tracy Beard Classic this past weekend at Lovelace and got outscored 2-21 against the number 14 ranked Missouri Tigers. Pitching has been a struggle as Mackenzie Wagner and Skylar Savage have both increased their earned run average and are allowing more hits on average than last season. But it's not all bad, not to worry, Mean Green fans, as the Mean Green have been solid at the plate. Junior Riley Nicholson is batting .333, improving from her .213 average last season. UNT softball looks to get back in the win column this weekend once again at Lovelace as they take on New Mexico, Minnesota, Texas Tech, and Stephen F. Austin. Guys, that's all I have for sports, so I'll send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Drew. A hippopotamus announces he's entering the 2024 race, hoping to make a big splash with his campaign slogan. Also, a 36-year-old alligator becomes the world's first alligator piggy bank. CNN's Cole Higgins has more.
He's not running for POTUS, he's hoping to become HOTUS. Timothy the hippopotamus announced his bid for Hippo of the United States in front of dozens of adoring fans at his presidential press conference at the San Antonio Zoo. Timothy is hoping to make a huge splash in the polls with his Naps for All platform and, of course, his charming grin. The zoo is selling Team Timothy merch as a way to raise money for animal conservation efforts. It's an alligator turned piggy bank. But it's no laughing matter. Thibodeau, the beloved white alligator at a zoo in Omaha, Nebraska, was undergoing a routine exam when foreign metal objects were found in his stomach. The objects, a whopping 70 coins.
They had to shove a tube of PVC down his throat so they could get a bunch of coins out.
All 70 coins were removed from the 36-year-old gator and he is recovering just fine. But the zoo is using the incident to remind guests that some coins contain toxic chemicals, and instead of throwing them into the animal's habitats,
we have a wishing well, and every coin that's put in the wishing well is donated to our AAZK, which is a really great organization of zookeepers.
Thanks for joining us here at NTTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.